there's the withdrawal, and then there's essentially the way that it is conducted. You could say that about any sporting event, any athletic event, anything that you're planning on doing in the future. You might plan to have a Super Bowl, but there's the way that the game is played. Yeah. And that's what ultimately counts, right, is what do you do when you get onto the ground, as they say, where the metal meets the meat. Right. So I want to ask a few questions about that. And I want to ask a few questions about the conditions for the Biden administration. Did the Biden administration execute or operate on a plan that there are no conditions? There's no line, no threshold, no red line, anything that was going to prevent them from being out of Afghanistan on the day they wanted?
Let me understand what you're asking. That certainly the desire to complete the withdrawal by the end of August was that any stay beyond that risks the restart of the war, which was the driving factor, as I understood it.
So there, to say it again, I'm not going to try to put words in your mouth, was there anything that was going to stop them from leaving on the day that they wanted to leave?
That would be speculating, of course. But I would restate that avoiding the restart of the war was the most important factor shaping decisions.
I wonder if, in fact, it would be speculating or not be speculating, because as you have spoken about, as you have been questioned about, and as you offered up in interviews previously, you made your recommendations to the administration. Right. And you said, listen, there's continuation of expecting full adherence with the provisions, the conditions of the Doha Agreement. That's a recommendation, and I believe that was your recommendation. Make the Taliban uphold to those provisions. There's scrap the Doha Agreement as though it never existed and create your own conditions, President Biden, and tell the Taliban this is what you want. Right. Or there is forget about the conditions of the Doha Agreement, and one way or another, you're leaving when you want to leave. Right. He chose, my understanding is, forget the conditions of the agreement. We're leaving when we want to leave. We're leaving on the date that we demand to leave. We're not leaving on any other date. Is that correct?
Yeah, the additional 4 months was the only factor that that changed from the timetable. Otherwise, you're right.
And we know he chose September 11 to begin with. I'm just going to ask one more question. Do you know who pays the price ultimately for bad foreign policy?
All of us. Especially the armed forces, of course.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. And I want to associate myself with all the comments.
How many people paid the price for his bad foreign policy?
Well, of course, ISIS attacked. We knew that they were out to attack, and we demanded steps by the Taliban to preclude or prevent the attack. And General McKenzie, on the record, has said that despite the fact that he's very hostile towards the Taliban, that they did everything we asked for. So it was an ISIS attack that killed 13 brave Americans. And the Taliban-U.S. cooperation to prevent that did not succeed.
Thank you for the time today. Hey everyone, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, please click like and subscribe. I will be back on YouTube with more exclusive content, so stay tuned.